Have you ever looked in the mirror and hated what you saw? Not because there's anything wrong with you, but because you saw a perfect life, a perfect face, a perfect body on social media. And even though you know that that's just a highlight of somebody's life, it makes you feel like you're not good enough. Well, that's sadly basically everybody's everyday life. You see something on social media and you automatically start comparing yourself, thinking how you're not good enough, thinking about how you wish your life was different. And another scary thing about that is that it happens every day, over and over again. It's not just a one-time thing. It's something that literally everybody goes through every day. So, with that being said, today we will be talking about how social media affects self-image, the unrealistic beauty standards, and the pressure of validation. Every day, with that being said, the unrealistic beauty standards are unfortunately very common, especially with editing apps and like how much more common AI and things like that are. So like how a picture can go from looking like one thing and then looking completely different. That can cause super harmful disorders like eating disorders, body dysmorphia, lack of self-confidence, and things like that. Another big part of how social media negatively affects our self-image is constant comparison. Constant comparison is unfortunately a part of just the human brain, but with social media and editing apps and things like that, it's more common and a lot more unhealthy instead of just like your typical normal insecurities. Constant comparison can cause like super bad like overthinking, and so that would be like feeling like you're not worthy, constantly feeling like you have to be perfect, and other things like that. The social media aspect of not feeling like valued or like feeling like you need validation constantly like comes from some people, and especially with like, for example, with prom this last weekend, a lot of girls will look at other girls' prom posts and see that it did better than others, more comments from people, things like that, and that can really negatively affect the way that you think about yourself, but not because there's anything wrong with you, just because we're just so trained to think that more likes equals like more valuable, and which is not true at all. And so when somebody has more likes, they feel, I guess, higher and more powerful than somebody who has less likes or less comments or things like that. Social media can be very helpful though in some aspects, as it like helps connect people. A lot of creativity is done over it and things like that. Social media is not reality. I think most of us know that, but sometimes we need that extra like that extra reminder that it's not real and it's just basically a highlight reel instead of like what's actually going on in somebody's everyday life. With that being said, it's very important to remember that you're worth it, you're loved, you're valued, and just because somebody's highlight reel is what you see doesn't mean that that's actually what people are going through. And to just always take social media with a grain of salt. So today we went over this how social media affects self-image, the unrealistic beauty standards, and the pressure of validation.